Hey everybody, Ian here. So it's now June 12th, 2013. Sorry, it's been a while since I did an update. End of the semester is just really crazy and stuff. But I figure it's high time I did one, considering that I've passed a fairly major milestone, my surgiversary, which was May 24th. So good to do an update now that I'm 1 year post-top surgery. And also, I figured I could fill you in on the changes from testosterone now that I'm basically 7.5 months on T now. The first 4 months of that, I was on 50 milligrams a week, just for the record. And the last 3 months, I've been on more like 70. So yeah, I can do some of both that at the same time. So to fill in for the first major milestone, I figure I can give an idea what my chest is looking like at this point. Basically a year, 12 months and 2 weeks post T. So there's the right side. Here is the left side. So, I mean, the healing has gone remarkably well. Really happy with all of the changes there. Um, Basically, the incisions at this point they're so light in color as to be like effectively white with like hints of a light pink. So, I mean, really happy with the fading there. In all honesty, like, I mean, apart from like, light amounts of like skin tuckering or puckering and a little bit of a skin tap here, I honestly think that like the incisions are kind of hard to detect to the point where you may not notice them at a glance. So really happy with how the healing has gone there. I think that the nipples are very nice. They've healed super well. Very happy with the appearance of that. I feel like in general the symmetry and balance. Dr. Brownstein did a fantastic job with it. So I'm really happy with the overall appearance of the chest at this point. And I feel like also the more muscle growth that I've noticed, the more that the pectoral muscle line really has developed so that it's very parallel with the incision line. So I think, again, that was just a really great job on the part of my surgeon. So very grateful for that. As far as healing regimen, I can figure I can sort of fill you in briefly about sort of like how the healing has progressed. Again, for the first couple of weeks after surgery, I was still wearing a compression binder. I ceased wearing that about a month out. About a month out from surgery, I also, began starting to be able to like stretch and do very light weight bearing exercises. I tried to ease my way into that, and it wasn't until about 2 or 3 months that I had regained full flexibility and range of motion and ability to sort of lift similar amounts of weight that I was before. And I also, as far as topical treatments, I used silicone strips from about like week 3 to week 6 or so. In all honesty, I found this very frustrating. They would constantly peel, and so I kind of stopped that and changed in favor of Mederma and a silicone lube. I alternated those, just applying those and rubbing them in the incisions for until probably about 8 or 9 months post surgery, and I haven't really honestly been using that many treatments of any kind for the last 3 months or so. So just to give you an idea. Also, as far as like sun exposure, I did try to like limit my exposure to the sun. In all honesty, I definitely didn't follow Dr. Brownstein's provisions super carefully. He basically recommended to not like have any direct exposure to the sun for a year, and even for that time period, like not to just wear one shirt, like to always wear an undershirt or something like that. In all honesty, I didn't really follow those provisions. I did like try not to spend too much time out in the sun, but I would occasionally go out without a shirt just because the temptation is so strong. You have no idea, and use a really strong sunscreen. Just to give an idea, again, like I did have a certain amount of sun exposure at that time. So all in all, like all things considered, I think the healing has gone really well, and I'm kind of lucky, in all honesty, that everything has gone as well as it is. I think that's about all there is really to be said as far as the top surgery goes. But I can sort of talk about the T changes too, and sort of that in conjunction with top surgery and how I'm feeling with regard to all of that. So I haven't done an update for a couple of months. Like I said, I'm on 70 milligrams a week now. Major changes that I've noticed in the last 2 months have been definitely continued hair growth. Have not noticed a lot of facial hair development. At this point, I would say I have kind of like a mustache, which is semi-faint, and then the only other major hair that I'm noticing is like bristles on the chin. Those are, I mean, I think continuing to grow a little bit, but most of my hair is like in this area. under the chin, which is so awkward. Like, who wants to grow hair just there? I have like light peach fuzzy stuff coming in all over, but again, none of it is really dark enough to really resemble a beard. So I'm basically shaving like probably, I try to do it 3 times a week at this point. Sometimes I can get away with just doing it twice a week, but 3 times a week is definitely preferable. So I do try to keep up a regimen there. But most of the hair growth that I've noticed has been thigh hair, tons of thigh hair. Like, I'm effectively like have dark, thick hair. Not all of it super long because some of it is only starting to come in, but definitely have that like on pretty much every square inch of my thighs, which I can only really say has developed in the last couple of months. Also noticing a lot of new hair in sort of lower abdominal region, so maybe I can, this might just might be getting to the point where it's dark enough to show. So I mean, effectively, like this, I don't even know if I can really refer to like happy trail now. It's really starting to expand sort of over all of my lower abdominal region, although it may only be dark enough to show up like right here. I have slightly lighter hair coming in all along the sort of like hip area. And increasingly like noticing hair growing in here. This is like, it's interesting because it's like softer than the hair lower down, but it's definitely starting to come in just as dark. That like softer, darker hair, like I said, is coming in all up here. Also starting to develop that around some of the chest area. I've always had like some random like couple of hairs, darker, longer hairs here, but increasingly I'm noticing some hair that's like more, more the consistency of like this hair or the hair on my forearms coming in like all along like my chest area and like hips too and stuff. That's just starting to come in at an increased rate. So that's really interesting. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I'm sort of curious to see like, will that hair ever develop to the point where it's as dark and thick as like my leg hair or like happy trail hair? Really hard to say. It's so interesting, like the range of different like hair darkness and consistencies that come in. Like, it's, I don't know, fascinating stuff. But then I'm like basically literally navel gazing, so it's hard to miss. So another thing which you may notice for the first time, I'm starting to develop more acne along my shoulders. If I can give you an idea, it may be really difficult to see on the camera, but more acne on the shoulders and like a little bit on my chest too. So it's a little bit annoying because it's harder to like apply topical stuff all along there. But thankfully I do have some oral antibiotics that I take that I think is helping to keep that somewhat under control. It's just a little annoying, but like I said, it's part of the process, and I can't honestly say that I minded that much. I haven't noticed as much of the cystic stuff on my face as I did shortly after I upped my dose. That seems to have leveled out a little bit, and I think with just good routines, I've been mostly able to manage that to the point where it hasn't been too bad. I wonder if part of this is related to hair growth, in all honesty. Like, I had someone tell me that I seemed to have like increasing like, light, soft hair coming in on my shoulders. So again, I'm not sure if that's related, but definitely I've noticed both hair growth and acne. So I'm wondering if they're correlated in some way. So voice has obviously continued to deepen. I'm really happy to see that in the last even just month or so, I think I've noticed less cracking. So I'm not sure if that means that my voice is evening out a little bit or what, but in any case, it's kind of nice. It could just be that I'm getting used to the cracking, and so it's less apparent to me. It should own that possibility. But in any case, I've noticed the cracking less, and I've definitely just felt way more comfortable speaking in this range than I have ever have before. So definitely fun. And muscles continue to increase. Just able to notice more development there. Very, very fun. Pretty much across the board. Still like wondering, having like some more difficulty building like arm muscle than I am with the lats. Like, I'm pretty happy with lat muscle development and some pec and ab development too. But I don't know, maybe I just have to work more on the arm muscle isolation. But overall, really, really happy with muscle development. I seem to have gained a little bit of weight since I upped my dose too. Before I was like hovering at around 147. Now I seem more like 152. I think a lot of that is muscle growth, but who knows what all it consists of. So feeling really, really good about that too. So like I said, very, 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 very happy with where everything is going, both tea related and chest related. I hope you all are doing well too. Take care.